Hey everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time once again for another video. This time out, it is my monthly pickups video for the month of April 2025. And first, I have to apologize for lying to you last month. I lied about two things. I said that I wasn't going to be actively searching out any movies in the month of April, and I said that I was going to be doing some reviews in the month of April. I did no reviews in April, and that is just because I got busy and didn't have time to do any shooting for videos or making reviews or making video reviews. There you go. I did watch movies, I just didn't get a chance to review them. So that's on me. I apologize. We'll fix that next month, where I'm hoping to have a little bit more time. But as far as actively searching out movies, a couple of things happened. I took a mental health day from work one day, and I went to Half Price Books. And as things happen, I found some stuff that I wanted. And I'm about to show those to you. I also got a gift card for Amazon at work that, I got to spend it on movies. So I did that. I bought some stuff from Shout Factory. They had a little sale that I bought just a few things. And then on Whatnot, my favorite movie seller came back, Alfster, who was gone for almost a year. He came back, and I bought a few things from him really cheap. So I didn't spend a whole lot of money this month, but I did get a lot of good stuff. So in my defense, I'm addicted. We've had this discussion before. So let's get into the movies. That's why you're here. Half Price Books. These are the Half Price Books pickups. I picked up The Evil with Richard Crenna and Joanne Patet, Andrew Prine, Cassie Yates, from 1978. I've never seen this, so this is a blind buy. And there are a few blind buys in the pickups this month, more than usual, but I did watch some of them already, so they're not blind buys anymore. But this is The Evil. Victor Buono is in this as well. I've not seen it yet. Did see this already. This is a re-add to my collection. Got a brand new copy of John Carter, which I did like. I did see it roughly right after it came out on Blu-ray. And I didn't think it was too bad. I know it bombed at the box office, but I actually liked it. And figured I'd buy it for the collection and watch it again sometime. I have the American version of this, the remake, and I figured it was kind of a crime to only have the original on DVD, so I picked up Let the Right One In on Blu-ray. This is vastly superior to Let Me In, but the American version is not bad. So if you've only seen the American version, don't hate on yourself. But this I really enjoyed, and this is really, really good. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I'm way overdue for a rewatch, though. This is one of the ones that I watched. I was way overdue for a rewatch on this, and we talked about it on the Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim podcast, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I had last seen this probably 30, 40 years ago, so I only had a few images in my mind from it. Didn't really appreciate it until watching it a few weeks ago, and just this absolute masterpiece. Jack Nicholson is fantastic in this. Everything I said, anything I can say about this movie has been said many times over by people who are much more academically sound in reviewing movies than I am. But this, if you haven't seen this movie, definitely rectify that issue immediately. This is a great movie. Also picked this up. This played at my theater back in 2001, I believe. I believe that's when it was. Although the date on the back of this says 2004. I was not at the theater at 2004, so I don't remember. But I believe it was 2001. Anyway, it's The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra. This is a parody of 1950s B movies. And I remember going in to watch the movie quite a few times and laughing my ass off. It's very funny. It even includes a short in front of it. I don't know if this version does have the short. It might. but it says it's filmed in the Miracle of Skeletorama, the new screen wonder of the age. But it's a lot of fun. It's written and directed by Larry Blomeyer. And it's just a lot of fun. If you like 50s B movies as much as I do, you really appreciate this. It's some of it bashes you over the head, but some of it is really subtle. You can see the creature there, which is not would not look out of place in a 1950s B movie. Of course, it looks silly on the cover of this. It would look silly on the cover of a 1950s B movie, but that's what they looked like back then. So it's kind of a multi-level meta humor. Also picked this up. This is The Crossing Guard. Watch this for the podcast. And this, I did not enjoy this as much as another movie that I picked up, or actually that I did not pick up. I watched for the podcast. This was not that great. It was directed by Sean Penn, obviously starring Jack Nicholson, Robin Wright, David Morse, and Angelica Houston is in this, I believe, for a hot minute. Yeah, she's in it for quite a while, actually. I was confusing it with another movie I was talking with somebody about earlier. But yeah, she's in it. She plays Jack Nicholson's ex-wife. Not a terrible movie, but it was not as good as I had hoped it would be. But worth seeing, I would say that, for one of Jack Nicholson's later performances from 1995. But not the most uplifting movie in the world. And then last but not least, from Half Price Books, I picked up Pacific Heights, which also played at my theater back in 1990, I believe, which is when this is from. Yep. And I have not seen it since it was at my theater. I actually watched it before release day. We put the film together and watched it before we showed it to the public the next day. And I don't remember much about it other than Michael Keaton is a real dick in this, and that is a compliment. All right, next up is the stuff I picked up from Elfster on Whatnot. And a lot of this stuff is just catalog titles. There's nothing really, rare or anything. I got all these for $3 each. So I picked up Samuel L. Jackson in Lakeview Terrace. And I think these are all blind buys. I have not seen this. If you've seen any of these movies that I'm saying are blind buys, let me know how they are. But I have not seen this one. Who else is in this? Patrick Wilson and Kerry Washington. Cool. Adding another Nicolas Cage title to my collection. This is Ghost Rider. I have not seen this. I saw a bit of it on cable back in like 2008, I think it was. But I've never seen the whole thing. This is the extended cut. I don't know if this includes the theatrical cut or not. But if it doesn't, that just means there's more Nicolas Cage. Yeah, it only includes one version. So it is the extended cut of Ghost Rider. Get Him to the Greek, which is the pseudo sort of kind of sequel to Forgetting Sarah Marshall, featuring Russell Brand and Jonah Hill. I know Russell Brand is a asshole, but his character in this movie, or at least in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, was funny, so we'll see if he's funny in this as well. And believe it or not, I did not have Stargate in my collection. I have seen it, but really wanted to watch this again. I've only seen this once, and it was quite a while ago. I can't even remember how long it's been since I've seen this. And I've never seen any of the TV series that came out of this. I've only seen the movie, and I've only seen it once. And I think it was so long ago. Yeah, it was so long ago. I still lived with my parents when I saw this. So that's how long ago that was. I apologize. My allergies are bothering me really bad. I picked this up and then realized that I already have this. I thought I didn't. The Man with the Iron Fists. So this is going to go back into my trade me pile. Because I had this, traded it out, somehow got it again, and now I have 2 copies of it. So that was my bad. I looked on my my app to see if I did have it before I bid on it, and I didn't find it. And then, of course, once I got it and scanned it in, it says, oh, you already have a copy of this. Oh, great. And then last but not least, from Elf, I got this, which is really interesting. This is probably the most interesting thing I got from him this time around. It's The Death Kiss with Bela Lugosi and David Manners and Edward Van Sloan. This is a Kino Classics, and I have never heard of this movie, and it is a murder mystery starring Bela Lugosi that I'm very interested in seeing. And it says that it includes the original hand-tinted sequences. It's only 71 minutes long. Very interested to see this. This is part of the Library of Congress collection. This is one of the things that this month that I'm really most interested to see. It says, this interesting independent feature is a fascinating behind-the-scenes look at a real studio, the Tiffany Studios on Sunset Boulevard. So yeah, Bela Lugosi in The Death Kiss. All right, next up is Shout Factory, Scream Factory. They had a going out of print sale, last chance to get some of these. They weren't going to be selling them anymore, and they had reduced the prices down to a point that I think was the lowest I've ever seen on these, so I figured I finally would bite the bullet and get them. So the Killer Rabbit movie, Night of the Lepus, I finally bit the bullet and got this. I remember watching this when I was fairly young. I think this is from 1972. I was going to say 74, but this has Stuart Whitman, Janet Leigh, and Rory Calhoun, all probably consider this the proudest moment of their career. I know it's crap, but you know I love my crappy movies. This is one that I've had some interest in for quite a while. I have no real idea what it's about. I think they tried to make this catch in the States, and it really didn't. But it is a franchise in China, I guess. But it is Detective D and the Mystery of the Phantom Flame. There are 2 other movies in this franchise. I don't know if they come before or after this one. But I remember this did play at a local theater here in Cleveland. I did not get a chance to see it. And I heard good things about it, but I didn't get a chance to see it. I don't know anything about it other than that. It says Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon meets Sherlock Holmes, only a lot more fun. So that's all that I needed to hear to pick up on this. Dan, have you seen any of the Detective D movies? Yeah, martial arts and mystery. And it says the action was choreographed by Sammo Hung. And I do know his name from working with Jackie Chan. So, and then I picked this up. This is totally a blind buy. I don't know anything about this. It's from 2009. It's called The Hills Run Red. This, to me, looks like something that you would find at the Dollar Tree. I don't remember how expensive this was. I think this was like $8. So I figured I'd pull the trigger on it, just as a possible nominee for the Halloween 15 this year. But if you've seen this, let me know how it is. All right, next up is Amazon. The majority of this stuff I got from the gift card that I got from work. Most of this I got from that, but not all of it. But picked up Companion. I pre-ordered this. This is really good. If you haven't seen this, check this out. I thought it was a horror movie, and I sat down to watch it. I went in totally blind and was totally surprised that it's not really a horror movie. It does have some gore, but it's really more of a thriller, science fiction thriller. I knew that she's a robot, and I thought it was going to be something on the order of maybe like Megan or last year's Subservience, which was on Netflix and really terrible. I was hoping this would be better because I had heard good things about it. I just didn't know a whole lot about it. But this is really, really good. This has, what is her name? Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid from The Boys, Lucas Cage, and Megan Suri. But this is really a lot of fun. But Sophie Thatcher's the best thing about it. But I won't say much about it. I'm not going to give anything away. Just check this out. It's playing on Max if you don't want to invest any money in it, and you have Max. But do check this out. It is a lot of fun. On the recommendation of Jim from Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim, I picked up City of God. Couldn't find it just by itself, so I found this 2-pack with City of Men, which is the sequel of sorts to it. I ordered it from Deep Discount, and they said it was back ordered, and then they canceled my order. So apparently it's no longer available in a single Blu-ray package, and it's not listed as such on Amazon anymore, at least not in quantity. So I got 2 movies for the price of one. This was only $8.58 or something. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Also picked up the Kino Lorber remaster of Foul Play with Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase. I remember seeing this in the theater when it came out in, I think, 78. And I remember I was 10 at the time. And this is only rated PG, but I remember this sort of scaring me a little bit at the beginning. But it is funny, but I haven't seen it in its entirety since then. I've seen bits and pieces of it since then. So I haven't seen this movie in 47 years. So, yeah, I'm going to sit down and watch Foul Play for the first time in a very, very long time. Yes, I'm that old if you're new to the channel. Also picked up some classics from the early 90s. Picked up Steve Martin in an LA Story. I remember liking this a lot. Again, I only saw it once in the theater. Really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a rewatch. It was very cheap, so I picked it up. And then I also picked up Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise, which I went to the theater to see twice and really enjoyed. And I was surprised I didn't have it in my collection sooner. Oliver Stone film. I remember my dad was reading the book, which was written by Ron Kovic. This tells the story of Ron Kovic, who went over to Vietnam. And I don't remember a whole lot about the story at this point. I just remember it talks a little bit about him going to Vietnam, what happens to him there, and then it talks a little bit about what happened to him after he came back from Vietnam, and that is mainly the focus of, you know, what he ran into when he came back. I just remember it being very powerful. Tom Cruise, again, not one of my favorite people, but he's fantastic in this, and really want to watch it again and kind of just refamiliarize myself with this film, because it is one that I should be more committed to in terms of memory. So, Born on the 4th of July. All right, and then last but not least are some things that I picked up on eBay. Picked this up for the Jack Nicholson episode of the podcast. Did not get a chance to rewatch it. I saw it once on HBO when I was probably way too young to be watching it. The Postman Always Rings Twice with Jessica Lange and Jack Nicholson, and John Colicos, who plays Jessica Lange's husband. I have memories of this film, but they're not of the plot. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah. This is probably a pretty good film. I don't remember much of it other than Jessica Lange. So we'll watch that. And then as a result of the podcast, we were talking about Brad Dourif. I picked this up because I didn't know it existed. It is a film that he stars in, and I had heard some good things about at least his performance. I don't know much about the movie, but it's John Huston's Wise Blood. And I got the DVD version of this on the Criterion Collection. There is no Blu-ray of this, so I found this for a good deal on eBay. And I'm looking forward to watching this. This will definitely be one that I review in May, because I'm definitely watching this sooner rather than later, because Brad Dourif is really worth watching. And we will eventually do a Brad Dourif episode of Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim. When, I don't know, but I will be talking about this movie during that episode. So there you go. That's what I picked up in April of 2025. So that's a lot of nothing that I picked up. As always, if you've made it this far, I appreciate your attention span. I apologize for being a liar, and as always, I appreciate you if you've subbed recently or you've been here since the beginning. I really appreciate all comments that you leave on the videos. I do read them all. Depending on how busy I am, I try to comment on or reply to all of them. And I just appreciate you being here and watching my videos. So stay tuned for more videos and more stuff. And as always, watch out for the next episode of Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim, which will hit next Tuesday, which will be May the 6th, I believe. And if I'm wrong on that date, I will put a correction below. And if I'm correct, I will not. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Take it easy.